there, and thanks for joining Punkinworks for this one-of-a-kind interview with the one and only, the fabulous Kate Runac. Kate is going to talk to us a little bit today about how she got into business for herself and became an entrepreneur, perhaps share some words of wisdom to future entrepreneurs. So, Kate, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got where you are today?
Sure. My name is Kate Runac. I'm 33 years old. Born and raised in Monongahela. It's a wonderful town. All my family and friends are here, so that's wonderful. I could never move. How did I get started with this? So I was at a new job, and one of my bosses was selling with a MLM company, and I was like super interested in that, and me and my stepmom at that time kind of decided to sign up, and it kind of just like all started there and kind of just snowballed into this. So
okay. What's an MLM company?
It's a multi-level something.
Okay.
I don't know what the other M is. Am I allowed to say what it is? I don't want to. Okay. I was going to say, I don't want to say anything. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, with the company that I was with, it wasn't a true MLM. Most of MLMs are considered pyramid schemes, where the only way that you make any money off of it is basically like if you're at the top and everybody works underneath of you, and like that's how you make your money. With this company, it wasn't that way, which is one of the reasons why we did actually do it, which was nice. I had absolutely nobody signed up under me. We did it for like 2.5 years, and we did wonderful. So it was a little bit different than the other ones. So.
Okay, gotcha. So can you describe for us how you talk to us about like how you did the lives and stuff?
Okay. At the time that we signed up for this, that was basically for the most part, I don't want to say it's the only way to sell, but I'm one of those people where when you teach me something, I'm so much better like watching people. Like, don't tell. Like, I have to watch you. What's working for you is probably going to work for me. So, the two ladies that I, really looked up to, the one girl that I had signed up under, and then the girl that she had signed up under, the way that they did it was they went live every time they had new inventory. So that's what I would do. I kind of got to a point where I made it specific days and specific times, which in the long run I think has really, really helped me out with this business. I have so many people that are like, it's Monday at 7, where's Kate? Like, I don't have anything to do Wednesday night, So consistency has helped a lot with that. I do still mainly rely a lot on the live sales, which is good because a lot of the people that watch my live sales aren't from around here. I've built relationships with people that I don't actually even know in real life, and well, some that I do. And she's like one of my best friends now. You know what I mean? So lives, they just, I don't know, they changed my life for sure.
So talk to us a little bit more about these Facebook Lives. Tell us about your first experience going live on Facebook.
Okay, so I was absolutely terrified, which was strange because I've always been a ham in front of the camera. Always. You look back at my baby pictures and I'm 3 years old making a goofy face or cheesing. Like, I've always been a ham in front of the camera. So I get ready for like my first live and I was like terrified. I had my mom there. I had my stepmom there. It was like I had all the support that I needed, but I was terrified. So I pushed start, and it was a little bit of, it was a little rough in the beginning. You don't know what to expect. I mean, anybody can get on a live show for the most part and say anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like that in itself is kind of terrifying. But From what everyone tells me, apparently I said everything was super cute.
Of course it probably was.
Literally everything. And then after I was done with that live, Mom yelled at me and she was like, I'm going to make different adjectives for you. I was like, okay. So, but it was like maybe about 5 minutes in and just kind of staring at myself and seeing myself. I was like, oh, I could do this. It's like me talking in the mirror. I'm good to go. So it's something that I've kind of always been comfortable with. So, I mean, like I said, after probably like the first 5 minutes, whenever I realized that it was like me almost kind of talking into a mirror, which I'm very vain. I like looking at myself. I kind of just realized like, okay, this is it. Like I can do this for like ever. So it's kind of snowballed. So
Awesome. So can you talk to us a little bit about your transition from the MLM to the now Bella Bug Boutique?
Okay. So with the MLM that I was with, there was a lot of stuff going on with them. A lot of negative stuff, lawsuits. Nothing was ever in stock for us to be able to order. The stuff that we were able to order, it was old prints that people are saying they got whenever they first signed up 3 years ago, stuff like that. So it got to a point where it was very, very frustrating. And then, like I said, with the whole lawsuit kind of situation, I just thought to myself, this is not something that I can see this specific thing with this specific company going into the future. Like they kept promising it's going to get better, it's going to get better, they said that probably the last 6 months that I was there, and it just never did. And I'm sure that it probably has now, which is wonderful for them, but at that point I just kind of took that as my jump ship moment. So that's what I did. I jumped ship. And I had a long conversation with my mom, because she's kind of one of my biggest supporters with this. She's there, every day, every live. I have a lot of supporters. I shouldn't say she's my biggest, but she's there the most with me. And it was kind of a big thing. It was extra money that we were bringing in that we were, comfortable with and stuff like that. And I kind of just looked at her one day and I said, what if we just do our own thing? Like that's what a ton of the other people are doing. They're leaving. They're starting their own boutiques. And I said, well, why not try it? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, So, without any kind of business knowledge whatsoever, I applied for my EIN, which is your electronic identification number, which is basically the main thing for the most part that you have to get into the wholesale sites and stuff. I did that, and within 2 weeks I got it, and I just kind of started, and I haven't stopped yet. So, it was terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. It was absolutely terrifying, because like I said, I don't have the knowledge whatsoever of running a business. With the MLM company, there was rules, there was regulations. They told you how to do stuff. And in a way, I am very fortunate for them for 2 reasons. A, they did teach me what I know now. And I do kind of run my business for the most part in the same ways of that. Not the exact same thing.
Sure.
But also, I appreciate them very much for helping me find what my niche is. Because up until I was 30, I had absolutely no idea what that was. I've always been a late bloomer, and this is just another thing. And I had no clue what I wanted to do with my life. And this kind of, in a way, just fell on my lap, and I ran with it.
So talk to us a little bit about that moment when you quit your 9 to 5.
Ugh.
When you decided to quit your 9 to 5,
Yeah.
and that Bella Bug was a sustainable business that you could really sustain.
So it was last November when I started Bella Bug Boutique. December was absolutely phenomenal. Sales wise, it's a good month anyway. And I knew There's no way that you can quit your job in December. This is going really well, but don't do it. So I waited till January, which I don't know if you've heard, but in the direct sales companies, the J months are the worst. January, July, and June. Probably January because it's right after Christmas. June, July, everybody's going on vacation, trying to save for vacation, blah, 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 blah. I get it. Those are down months. So January came around, and I'm pretty sure, without looking at any numbers, I'm pretty sure I did better in January than I did in December. And I was like, okay, just wait. Just keep waiting. So I believe I waited until as close as I possibly could till the end of February, and I had another phenomenal month. And I was like, all right, this is it. I'm done. I'm out. And that was another absolutely terrifying thing to do. But again, I also told myself, like, if things get really bad, I'll go get another job. That's what you have to do. So fortunately, I am blessed enough and able to still be just doing Bella Bug full time. So
congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's so huge, and something that I know many others aspire to. So I'm going to fast forward to, kind of this year and looking back a month.
Okay.
And thinking about, you're still doing the lives, right? You're doing the Bella Bug live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7.
Yep.
That is a plug. Check out Bella Bug on Facebook for the lives. But now, you've moved into a storefront. So not only do you have your live shows, which has been your bread and butter.
Yes.
Talk to us about the transition about also opening a physical storefront in your little hometown.
Okay. About 6 or 7 months ago, I was fortunate to have somebody in my hometown opening, I don't want to say that it wasn't really a boutique, basically opening a new store. And she was looking for somebody to bring their clothes in, or somebody to have clothes in there, I guess I should say. And so we went down, we met her, she came, because at this point all the clothes were still in my mom's house in the attic. She came over, she looked at all the clothing, she asked like what the prices were, just to make sure that I'm not charging like $70 for a t-shirt kind of thing.
Right.
And she was like, okay, let's sign a lease, let's sign like a 6-month lease. And so I was fortunate to be able to kind of get my feet wet a little bit with our clothes being in a store. Which now I've actually realized our clothes being in another store versus us having a storefront are two totally completely different things.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So it was, cause it was like when I would let people know, okay, we're taking new stuff down to the shop. Like I would always have to specify that it was somebody else's shop. And not that that's a bad thing. I appreciate her very, very much for letting me do something like that. But it was always kind of a, like, why can't it just be my shop, And from the beginning, I was very honest in letting her know that eventually I did want to have a storefront of my own. And then, fast forward to about a month ago, and Mom and I kind of just, I don't even know, we just kind of started looking at places. Not that we were going to do anything fast and loose, because that's not how I do anything. And I think we looked at like 2 or 3 places, and it just kind of wasn't happening, and I was like, that's okay. This isn't something we have to do like right this second, And then all of a sudden we were driving past this place, and we saw there was a for rent sign out, and we called, looked at it the next day, and that was it. We basically knew, all right, we got to get our stuff together. So that's what we did.
You're shaking your head. So tell me what you're thinking. How are you feeling?
It just, when you have a passion for something like this, with anything, you really kind of just, I don't think about it. I just do it. And it's like, this is still in the very beginning, and it's going well. Don't get me wrong. But it still terrifies me every day. Owning your own business is terrifying. Let me just clarify that.
So talk to me then a little bit about what's been perhaps your biggest challenge in owning your own business.
Let me think about that one. Because there's really nothing that, like, pops into my head that's, like, screaming at me. I would say maybe every once in a while, like, the negative Nancys. You know, the ones that just kind of want to ruin your parade and say something bad, which I don't have very much of that. I'm trying to think if there's anything more serious than that. I mean, there's, you know, always the fear of what if this doesn't happen? What if it doesn't work? I mean, that's more of a fear, though.
How do you think you overcome that fear?
Like, you just keep going. Like, you just... And that's what I've always done. It's like, if something needs done, it's like, okay, well, let's figure this out. And Mom and I sit down and talk. She helps me, like, a lot with a lot of stuff. And then in this kind of business, I've also made other friends that do this type of work as well. And it makes me so happy and grateful that I have other people that I can talk to. Because it's like, once Mom and I talk about stuff so much, it's like we're kind of just throwing out the same ideas. So it's like when you bring a new person in and they have new ideas, like, it just... Thinking outside the box is phenomenal, and I don't do that very often. It's just like right in front of me, and that's what we're gonna do.
Can you tell us what's been your most rewarding experience?
Okay, okay, so it's my most rewarding, but it's also why I do this. I myself have always been overweight. It's always been a huge challenge for me to go to big name brand stores and be able to find stuff that all of the normal size people... That's my best friend, sorry.
It's your fan club driving by.
So it's always been really hard because when you're in high school, like, you want to wear what everybody's wearing. And it's like, not a lot of times, like, that's just not an option for somebody that's plus size. So my whole thing going into this was, I would never, ever, ever let anybody feel left out, whether it's my normal size girls or whether it's my plus size girls. So with that being said, the most rewarding part of this job is when you get messages from people saying, and I've had this, that they've been depressed, they've been in a slump, they were just dumped by a boyfriend, a husband, whatever. And it's like they bought an outfit for themselves, or they bought a shirt for themselves, or even just a pair of jeans or something. And they put my clothes on, not my clothes, they put Bella Bug's clothes on, and they just had a whole new level of confidence. That is why I do this job.
Wow.
So.
Wow. That's amazing.
I didn't mean to get that deep, sorry. I mean, it's the truth, though. It really is. It's phenomenal, and I do hear it a lot. And I mean, there's people that will comment on the page. You're in my group, so I'm sure that you see it, and they'll be like, they'll say something and they'll post on the wall, like, you know, this outfit is absolutely amazing, it makes me feel beautiful. And I always comment, that is exactly why I do this. So
that's truly inspiring.
Thank you.
So do you, in closing, do you have any words of wisdom to future entrepreneurs?
Okay, so I would honestly just say that if you really, truly, thoroughly have the passion, and it has to be deep, just do it. Just do it. I mean, I'm not saying do it and figure it out later, because that doesn't work for everyone. But when there's a will, there's a way. So if you want to get something done that bad, it'll work out.
Great. Wow. Well, truly inspiring. You've certainly inspired me.
Thank you.
In some of the journeys that I look forward to. And hopefully, for those of you watching, Kate's inspired you as well. And Once again, a plug for Bella Bug Boutique. If you want to stop down to the shop, it's 1001 West Main Street in Monongahela. And if you're not local, you can find Bella Bug on Facebook at Bella Bug Boutique. It's boutique with Bootique.
Yep.
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 o'clock for her live shows. And I look forward to hearing any of your feedback and comments. And again, if you like us on the YouTube page, give us a like and a follow for Punkinworks, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.